there is a reason why I'm sitting here and recording the video. And the reason is the hills behind me. Those hills are the same hills which are under lens in Supreme Court for illegal mining. In the next 25 years, the economy is going to jump at $20 trillion per year. Do you know how much of wealth is going to be created in this period in the next 25 years? Well, before I say anything, let me tell you about the context of what I'm saying and where my words are coming from. So, I was born in this place and I lived here for the first 7 years of my life. This is where I started my schooling. At the age of 7, in the year 2000, I, along with my family, shifted to Hyderabad, which is in South India. So, I moved from a rural place to a city. I finished my schooling from there. I lived there for 9 years. I studied until class 10th in there, and after that, I started my hostel life at the age of 16. So for the next 10 years, I had an hostel experience. I did my high schooling from the city of Bellary, my graduation from the city of Gurgaon, my post-graduation from Dehradun, and my first job, which was for 3 years, I did it from Delhi. And after 10 years of hostel life, I shifted to Bangalore for my next job. Bangalore and Coimbatore, I had two jobs for the next 5 years, and Bellary, where I held my last job for a year. Now, what I'm going to say is purely from my personal experience. It is not that I've read some book or read an article and I'm trying and sharing it with you. This is purely from the personal experience of mine. I'm going to talk about the enterprising attitude of Indians. And what I mean by enterprising attitude is not something fancy or something like entrepreneurship, glossy, which includes being a boss and all. Being enterprising is something that is in among all of us, all the Indians. And I have lived enough pan India to realize this. That is what I'm sharing with you, that we all Indians have the capacity and the capability to do things in a manner that is purely Indian. Now, if you're listening to this, you might be thinking that I'm trying to be motivational, but I'm not trying to be motivational. I am aware of what's happening around us. I'm aware of all the things going on in the nation, and there is a reason why I'm sitting here and recording the video. And the reason is the hills behind me. If you can see the range, the whole range, it comes under Aravali, and I myself I'm sitting on the top of a hill. Coincidentally, those hills are the same hills which are under lens in Supreme Court for illegal mining. So now I'm a local from this place, and I know about the biodiversity of this place, environment of this place, the birds, the animals, everything, and the ecology of the whole place. There are little forest, patch of forests, and there are smaller hills all around the place. And not only the hills, it's also these kind of beings that are going to be impacted by what's going to happen. And I myself for a fact have worked in mining industry, and I know what the place looks like when all is done and dusted. So it's a very good thing that people are aware of it, and I, as a concerned citizen of the country, I'm also aware of many things like this. If I were to take you on a tour of hardly 10 kilometers from this place, from where I'm sitting, I can show you many more things that are going to disappoint you and make you lose faith in a lot more things. Now, there are things that are being decided at the highest level, and these things are not under the control of a regular citizen like me. But if I know the problem, then I also know the solution. My solution here is, first thing to do is hand over the entire range to ASI, Archaeological Survey of India. The reason is, just 2 kilometers behind those hills, on the top of a hill, is this fort, Madhagod Fort. 10 kilometers in that direction is this fort, Mahendragarh Fort, and near about 35 kilometers in that direction is a hill by the name of Dosi Hill. And in the ancient times, this place was known as Brahmavarta, and a lot of Vedic texts have been written over in this place. And not only that, if you have ever heard of Chavanprash, that was invented as per the legend on that hill. And moreover, 47 kilometers in the direction, there are Khetadi mines. And Khetadi mines are the oldest copper mines in India, dating back to Indus Valley civilization. It was a supply source of copper to an entire civilization that does not exist anymore. So there are a lot of things that are to be done. It has to be surveyed very carefully. It has to be excavated very carefully, and there are a lot of things to be learned about the Indian history, the Indian culture, how things happen, and many more things. I'm not an expert on this subject, but I am aware that these things do matter to the entire nation. Now, apart from this, what else can be done? Tourism. There is a lot of wildlife in this place. There is a lot of change of scenario happening all over the year, and I do believe that this being a very lengthy range, passing through 3-4 states, we do have a very good chance of showing Indian diversity to people who visit our country. And there can be establishment of nurseries, there can be establishment of herbal parks. This place is regularly visited by people who collect herbs and medicines. There are a lot of plants and trees that are very unique to this place, and those are in high demand in the Ayurvedic industry. And what if we develop herbal parks all over the place, all over the range, and this kind of becomes production hub for Ayurvedic products. Moreover, if you want to do more, we can build animal shelters, we can build bird sanctuaries, lots and lots of things that can be done. One good thing that has happened as of now is the government and the Supreme Court both have banned mining all over the range. And this is something of a problem that is on a macro level, on a national level, that impacts all of the society. Now you can say, what about the problems that are individual to everyone? One of the problems that everybody faces is log kya kahenge, what will people say? And add to that, the kind of society we live in, it is a big thing for every Indian. Now, log kya kahenge, by that I mean people, anybody and everybody apart from you, be it your parents, be it people in your family, be it your friends, be it people in the society. This is a problem on an individual level that everybody faces. Now, my take on this, what I think is a combination of multiple factors. Number one factor is, at the end of the day, it does not matter who thinks what. There were people thousands of years ago, there were people hundreds of years ago, there are going to be people hundreds of years later in the future, and this is how the world goes on. Nobody has the time, nobody has the freedom to think what someone else is doing. Everybody is very, very, very busy in their lives. Everybody has got things to do now that we have ample amount of resources to achieve whatever we want in our life. And in my experience, you are always short on time. You never know if something happens to you. Nobody will stop doing what they are doing. All are very busy in their lives. They'll remember you for a day or 2 days max, but eventually they'll get busy in their life, because that's how life is. Now, second thing that I would like to tell is, it's how we are biologically made. We are going to judge people. Even we sometimes judge ourselves. And this is something that you don't have to fight with, you don't have to think much about. You have to think and do things for the fact that you can do it. I mean, at the end of the day, win or lose, it's not about getting to the destination. It's all about the journey. It's all about the kind of person that you become at the end of the day. So this is something that is going to exist forever. This is something that you cannot fight or change opinion. Everybody is going to have an opinion, and you don't have enough time to tell your story to everybody. So why not focus on things that actually matter? You, your life, your future, your career, your progress, anything and everything that matters to you is solely dependent on you taking action. And this was to tell you about that I'm not impractical or naive. I know that there are problems that exist, but I also know that there are solutions that exist, and I want to be a part of the solution. There are people with very good channels all over social media who highlight problems very well, but I'm of the opinion that I know that the problem exists, but I'm here to be a part of the solution in my own way. Whatever I can do, for sure I'll do it. And coming back to the main topic of the video, that is being enterprising, the enterprising attitude in Indians. Now, like I said, I do believe that every Indian is gifted with something like this, being enterprising. Jugaad nikal lena, rasta nikal lena. And in the history of time, we are at a point wherein everything is possible. Like I said, I started from here, and the latest thing that I had in here was electricity. That was available only for 2 hours a day. And now, when I have lived and explored and so much, I am somebody who is shocked to understand and learn about the extent to which humanity has developed. One of the things that is astounding to me is Voyager 2. Voyager 2, it's at a distance of billions of kilometers, and it is still sending signals until this day. These are kind of scientific achievement I'm talking about, but I do believe from this perspective that possible to kuch bhi hai. Everything is possible in fact, and all it is possible when you start taking action. And reason number 2 that I wanted to talk about is Indian economy. Right now we are 4 trillion somewhat of an economy, and in the next 25 years the economy is going to jump at $20 trillion per year. Do you know how much of wealth is going to be created in this period, in the next 25 years? Median average value that I have found is $200 trillion. Now, $200 trillion, I'm not talking about billions, I'm talking about trillions. So, that much amount of wealth is going to be created, and you can see in this image that wealth is created and it is not distributed equally. What my point is, if you are going to be enterprising, there is a very good chance, like never before, that you are going to get a share of this wealth and a very good share of this wealth. And I have worked in a shipping line, I have worked in the export and import of goods and items, and I have seen that India has got a lot of potential. We have not yet touched the potential that we have. We have just scratched the surface of things, and it's all going to be possible when India becomes a manufacturing hub. Only then we can export higher and better. But for that to happen, again, Indians have to be enterprising. They have to start doing something from themselves. They have to start taking steps, start learning. It is not going to be possible by being in a 9 to 6 kind of environment, because in my opinion, that is monotonous, that is repetitive, that yields a limited growth. When we are in a time when you can have exponential growth, not simple growth, not growing at 6%, 8% a year, then you can grow from 0 to 100, 10 to 50, 50 to 100. You can outjump your income, you outjump a lot of things that you will get at a job. But it all contains an element of risk. In job, you will risk out losing on the opportunity, the golden opportunity that we have. And if you are enterprising, then there is a very good chance that things might not work in your favor. Depends again, what do you do about it? Third thing that I would like to talk about is the demographic dividend we have as of today in our nation. We have the highest number of people in India from the age of 15 to 35. I myself fall in that range. I understand what I'm saying. Now, 30 years down the line, 25 years down the line, so these people are going to be a part of retired community. And that time we will have different responsibilities. But as of now, the same people have the chance to create the nation that they can live in. And what I believe is, we have the potential as young Indians. The two things that I know are major issues. One is basically skill. Skill is something that you can learn. If you give time, there are very good chances that you will develop a skill over a year or 2 or 3 years. And add to that, when majority of the work is being done by AI, when majority of the work is being done by AI, you have ample amount of time left to develop the skills that you need for your own growth. And the best version of you lies somewhere in the direction where you take steps for your own growth. And it's very easy. Right now we have the workforce, we have the talent pool, we have the labor. Only the things that are missing are the skills and the attitude to do it. Now, if I were to tell you with an example what I mean by enterprising is, I'm not telling you to follow your dreams, I'm not telling you to work on something that has worked for someone else. I'm telling you to do something that works for you. For example, in my case, if you were to ask me what I'm passionate about, what is that something that I love doing, that is playing football. And I know there are limited opportunities for it, and there are very good chances that I would fail to build a career in this field. But what works for me is, what are my strengths are, is I'm very good at learning things. Second is, I'm very good at communication. Now, these two tools, learning things and communication, these are the two tools that I've used to start what I've started. That's the reason why I'm sitting in front of you. And moreover, I'm doing something that works for me. And football is a part of life that is for sure will remain a part of life. That is not something that I'll quit. But I have to focus on what works for me. And I believe there are a lot of Indians, millions and millions of Indians just like me, who have got the potential, who have got the skills, but they do not have the right environment to make it work. Now, here is the part where your Indian enterprising attitude comes in. Whatever little you have, whatever works for you, whatever you have learned, whatever you have gathered, make it work in a manner that results in a career for you. And unfortunately, there is no second person who can tell you this apart from you yourself. What you're good at, what is something that aligns with your interests, what is the kind of work that you want to get involved in, and many other things, the people that you want to meet, the kind of places that you want to go, and many things. Now, I have given you 3 good reasons to become enterprising. And now, in the final part of the video, I would like to tell you about one factor, that is very important in the whole process of being enterprising. That is taking risks. In today's time, it's a risk if you are in 9 to 6. In today's time, it's a risk if you start a business. In today's time, it's a risk if you do something of your own. Everything eventually involves a risk in the beginning. But you'll see, as the economy develops, as the country progresses, in the long run, things will eventually work out for you. And if you were to ask my opinion, is it worth it? Should you take the risk? I absolutely say you should. Because never ever in the time of our country has there been a time like this, the next 25 to 30 years. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. It would be wonderful to know your opinion.